ESPNU's Rivalry Week presented by Cisco continues at the half with American leading Colgate by 13 here at Bend Arena in Washington. It's a homecoming of sorts for Andre Ingram, a three-time Patriot League Player of the Year during his career with the Eagles, now with the Utah Flash of the NBA Developmental League. And Andre from Richmond, chance to come home on the All-Star break and revisit the alma mater. What do you think of the Eagles, and in particular guys like Derek Mercer and Garrison Carr watching them now?
Well, you know what, those guys have been great, and it's fun for me to see them, especially after knowing them since their freshman year. And you watch these guys play and grow into the men they are now. They're playing great, and won the league title last year. That was exciting for this school. I heard it was crazy here. I wish I could have been here, but yeah, man, it was great. Those guys are great. They always keep me informed on what's going on. I talk to them weekly, and so, you know, I know what's going on around here, and those guys look good.
You referenced last year's championship. You guys were so close several times throughout your career. From afar, what was it like to follow American in the Patriot League tournament and eventually in the NCAA?
You know what? I loved every bit of it. And the thing is, as you said, when I was here, we were extremely close. And those guys knew that. So the closer they got, they made sure to call me each and every day, let me know what they were doing. And especially on their road to Alabama when they played in the tournament, they were so excited, called me during bracketology. They made me feel a part of it. And that was nice of those guys because they didn't have to do that. But they definitely did, and I felt like I was on the team as much as they called me, and you know, just see how excited they were. It was a great feeling, and great for this community too. These fans have been great for a long time and waiting to see some results, and they finally got them last year.
You know, American is overshadowed even in the Washington area by the Georgetowns and the Marylands, but for you playing professionally now, what's it like not only to carry the banner for American, but in many ways to represent the basketball dreams of a lot of guys you played with and those who followed you here to AU?
That's exactly what I think about. You know, a lot of guys that I play with or play in this league don't get a chance to play, you know, in the league I'm playing in now or overseas or anything like that. So you carry that honor with you, and you definitely think about those guys I graduated with, the guys that are coming to graduate. It's a good feeling being out there in Utah representing my team, because believe it or not, I mean, in the league I play in, you meet a lot of guys that came from West Coast colleges and, you know, Midwest, and not many Eastern, you know, schools. And like you said, we're overshadowed by the Georgetowns and the George Masons, and I go up there and I tell them I went to American University. They have no idea what I'm talking about. So that's another good reason that we made the tournament, because they got to see who we were, and I made sure they watched them play Tennessee, and you know, now people know in the West Coast know about American.
Well, basketball aside, if somebody on your team asks you about your American experience, what comes to mind first?
Man, it's just a great time. And the fans, the students, the people I met here, my coaches, we all still keep in contact. It's a family-type atmosphere here. Very small school, but it's home-knit, you know, so you keep in contact with people. It's just been great. The first thing I think about is family, just the people that were here and how great they were.
Well, Andre, no doubt the family is very happy to have you home, very proud of what you've accomplished. Continued success. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Andre Ingram, former Patriot League Rookie of the Year, three-time All-Conference pick. Our guest at the half with American leading Colgate by 13. ESPNU halftime report. In the midst of ESPNU Championship Week presented by Dick's Sporting Goods at halftime in this Patriot League final, Lehigh, the #1 seed by 10 over Lafayette, the 7th seed, in a matchup of two schools separated by 16 miles in Pennsylvania's Lehigh Valley, which also happens to be the home of the executive director of the Patriot League, Carolyn Femovich, with us at the half. And I won't start with a question, but rather an assumption. You must be thrilled with this kind of environment for your Patriot League championship game.
We absolutely are. This is a great rivalry to begin with, and I don't care if it's men's or women's basketball, whatever the sport, so it's a great rivalry, and it's great to have both of these teams who are within 15 minutes of each other coming together in our championship game.
And Carolyn, a lot of underclassmen this season shining in the Patriot League and the conference overall, both in and out of league play, maybe with its best year all told in conference history. What does that portend for the future of this league?
Well, I think it's a great sign for the development of women's basketball. Lehigh has certainly been our strongest team throughout the season and hence our #1 seed, but the league as a whole, the depth as a whole, I think has been our success. And so being ranked in the teens in terms of our RPI standings, and certainly having the most non-conference wins that we've ever had in history, I think portends well for the success of the teams now, but also the young talent that's coming along, and I think going to be our future.
Well, on the subject of potential seedings in the NCAA tournament, should Lehigh hold on here, what do you anticipate for the Mountain Hawks in the women's NCAA brackets?
Well, we'd like to think that it'd be a 13-14 seed. We take anything better than that, of course, but I'm sure either team that wins tonight is going to be delighted to be in the tournament. But certainly Lehigh, with their success throughout the season, would go in as our strongest team in an RPI should they win tonight. But we'll just see how it plays out, and we just look forward to a great matchup.
Of course, in a couple of days on Friday afternoon on ESPN2 in the men's championship, it's American with a similar resume, a similar RPI, hosting Holy Cross. What do you anticipate in that championship game?
Boy, that's going to be a tremendous matchup. They're both very talented teams. Again, American's been our #1 seed throughout the season, but our top team throughout the season and through the tournament. But Holy Cross is such a strong program. Ralph Willard always has those guys ready to play, and I just think it's going to be another great game atmosphere.
And as wonderful as the environment is here this evening, no doubt equally as raucous on Friday. Thanks so much for your time, Carolyn.
Thank you, Bob.
Carolyn
Great to be
Tomovich,
here.
Executive Director of the Patriot League, our guest in this ESPNU Halftime Report, part of ESPNU Championship Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods.